In the game, Mr. Rich Mitchell about to get this one underway. A catch weight contest at 192 pounds. Dario Bellandi in the black with white trim. Will Currie in the solid black shorts. Touch of gloves, and we are underway. A two-time IMF European Open winner looking to test his mettle here in his Cage Warriors debut. Oh, and a beautiful pancake there from Currie to stuff the takedown.
Yeah, we saw Currie warming up with a lot of spinning, big flashy spinning kicks. Wonder if we're going to see any of those.
Huge opportunity for either of these guys to make a big statement here. All eyes, of course, on the trilogy tonight.
Interesting that Bellandi went for a takedown so early out the gate, especially with the submission credentials of Currie.
Well, he likes the submission game himself. He's got a lot of wins by submission at amateur. We talked about the 3 guillotine chokes. He's got a couple more on there as well. Both pro wins by TKO though, so definitely a lot of tools in the bag for the Italian. It's been a good few days for the Italian contingent as well, Dan. We've had 2 Italian fighters thus far on the trilogy, both underdogs, both taking big wins.
Here's the shot from Will, nicely defended. Here's that guillotine that we spoke about. Yeah, nicely defended, switching to a takedown of his own. Nice wrestling exchanges here.
Currie putting his man on the fence now, but Bellandi wrestling back. Oh, and an errant knee there. Oh, Bellandi looks like he's ready to go though. Virtues of wearing a good groin guard. Looking for the overhand there, but just fizzed off the shoulder of Will Currie. Bellandi trying to get that jab to work now.
Another nice shot from Currie. Gets that double leg into the sort of a half butterfly position here. So much easier to finish a takedown when you're in the middle of the cage there and you don't have that fence to contend against once you get your opponent up against it. Straight into half guard. Looks like he wants to try and get maybe an underhook on the far side if he is looking to pass. Nice recovery into a triangle there. Defended very quickly. Interesting to see that Dario's using sort of an open full guard position here. Could mean just because he wants to have the fastest way of switching into a triangle or an armbar.
And you hear the referee there just calling for Currie to watch his fingers as he's palming off the forehead. Short elbows from Will Currie here, looking good.
There we go, another little push away that creates some space and then throwing the legs up to try and lock off a triangle, but Will very smart with his hand placement. You see, you want to keep those hands on the inside. You don't want to allow your opponent to control and get one of those arms isolated away. A switch to a leg here for a second, looking like he was thinking of a knee bar, then into a possible heel hook position. But fantastic job from the Italian of locking up that leg and stopping Will from being able to isolate just a single leg. But Will pretty committing to this leg lock attempt here. Shooting back to this super awkward position, sort of reverse mount.
Currie coming out on top in that exchange. The Italian trying to find his way to the cage here. Oh, crucifix, is it?
That arm is quite nicely locked up there. Good job from the Italian trying to turn in, but Will just a little bit fast on the reactions there. Again into the total position. Dario did a good job of moving himself from the center of the cage to the fence, because you can use the fence so effectively to try and stop the opponent coming around to the back. You keep your side against it, you turn, and you kind of, move towards. You see how Dario wants to do here. He wants to keep his back on the fence. He doesn't want to come off of it.
Bellandi just warned there for hooking the thumb into the glove. You can, of course, grip around the wrist, but you cannot grab the glove or put your thumb into the opening there. So that's exactly what he was doing.
And so far, Will just doing a fantastic job of controlling the position and actually landing some pretty significant ground and pound in the process.
Yeah, looking incredibly calm there as well. Solid first round for Will Currie in his Cage Warriors debut there, but the Italian fighter certainly not looking out of the contest either, Dan, as we take a look back at some of the action, and a beautiful takedown there from Currie.
Yeah, nice takedown. Positioned it really nicely so he could get the finish of the takedown, his man onto the mat in the center of the cage. Passes straight into half guard here. Now we see some of that ground and pound. You try and create some space there to stand up possibly, and Will uses that opportunity to jump on one of the legs, and Dario just doing a really good job of keeping those legs locked in a triangle, so Will wasn't able to really get anything deep on the legs there.
We said during the walkout, Dan, maybe another submission win with another technique.
Here you go.
If you'd have got the knee or the ankle there, that would have been 5 for 5, all different.
Yeah, a less experienced fighter than Dario could have possibly missed that small detail of having to keep those legs nice and secure, and he could have been finished.
Touch of gloves, second round underway.
Baiting some level changes there.
We are just over half an hour away from our main card, the final night of the trilogy. 2 world title fights coming your way, one of the most stacked Cage Warriors undercards in recent memory.
Another beautiful level change, hitting that double leg. Immediately looking to pass the half guard from here, very similar to what we saw last time. The big difference, however, here is that he is right up against the fence. You can use the fence very effectively. It's all about the angle that you have your opponent on the fence. Right now, Dario looking to get back to the feet. An attempt to take the back here, a possible guillotine attempt. He switches for his own single leg.
Looking to shred that far side leg off. Will Currie there, and does, but Currie able to recover. There was a nice bit of misdirection there from Currie before the takedown as well. Throwing the leg, you can immediately change in levels.
Yeah, his timing and movement is very, very fluid. Looks like Currie's trying to create some space and exit out of this clinch possibly. He's having a lot of success with that. Wow, almost looking to jump into a scissor takedown, possibly onto a leg there.
Level change here from Bellandi. Looking to
beautiful
single there, but drop to his back.
Yeah, beautiful wrestler switch there onto a single leg, straight into side control. Wow. Dario's been using this sort of just turning away into this crucifix that we saw earlier.
Yeah, very unusual to see the crucifix in MMA these days. Thought we were going to get a bit of Gary Goodridge, Paul Herrera action.
Yeah, it's very difficult to actually control from that position, especially when you start getting a bit slippery, sort of that bare chest compared to what you're used to in grappling with maybe rash guards and shorts on. You've got to really be able to control both arms, and Dario's just been doing a very good job of using his power to turn in out of bad positions, be that side control or the crucifix.
And referee Rich Mitchell taking a look at the eye of Bellandi there.
Immediately, Currie shooting on that leg again. Nice single leg. Gets that takedown quite far away from the fence here. So as Dario's using that fence to try and stand, again, very easily passing into side control. Dario's really not doing much in terms of the legs, the activity that we were seeing earlier when he was attempting to go for triangles. We're not seeing much of that. 2 very easy sort of uncontested guard passes there.
I believe Bellandi was complaining of an eye poke perhaps there. I'm not sure if that's something we'll be able to get a look at, but Rich Mitchell happy that there was nothing untoward going on from his point of view at least, but we'll see if we can take a look at that between rounds if it gets that far.
Yeah, Will almost took a slick pass into mount there, but nicely defended, back into half guard from the Italian.
Thank you. And keep that underhook. Pass now.
If Will wants to pass into mount, what he really wants to be doing is locking up a very tight over-under control on that upper body. When you can connect yourself very tight on the upper body, it allows you to maneuver your legs around with control, passing into a strong position. But looks like I can't quite see the legs, but looks like Will's going to attempt to possibly pass to side control again. It'll be interesting to see whether Dario sort of resists that. You can see how sort of limp and inactive that half guard position is, almost open there at times.
Looking for the short elbow there is Currie, just to perhaps keep his man guessing.
Will looking very comfortable to strike from his half guard position. Like I always say in MMA, if you want to strike, then stay inside in half guard. If you want to just sort of grind someone down with elbows and punches, but if you want to get to a more dominant position like mount, that's when you'd look to pass the side control. Side control itself, effective for transitioning, effective for possibly attacking submissions, not particularly effective for ground and pound.
Currie just looking to get a little bit of leverage on these shots, using the palm off the head to create short space to drop those elbows in.
Yeah, I was going to say for a second there, it doesn't look like Currie is sort of interested in passing the guard at all, but then for a second he brought his free leg up to try and maneuver out of that half guard, and Dario just locked up that half guard a little bit tighter there. So another very strong round from Will Currie.
Currie helping his man up there, and referee Rich Mitchell having words with Bellandi here, telling him not to call his own fouls. Clearly, yeah, it's a dangerous situation, because as a fighter you've got to carry on fighting until the ref tells you to stop. Let's see if we can take a look at what happened here. This is the takedown earlier on, Dan, from Will Currie.
Yeah, beautiful level change there, set up very nicely. Yeah, this was that switch off of the single leg attempt into his own single leg, immediately passing into half guard, and that's kind of what we saw. Well, this was actually straight into side control. We saw this a couple of times, and I think Will wasn't feeling too secure. Dario was turning a lot out of the position, so I think he thought, I'm just going to stay in half guard and strike for the rest of this fight, for the rest of that round anyway.
Oh, and he may be in with a shout there. It looked like Currie did catch him. But again, the fighters have to carry on until they're told otherwise by the referee. But Rich Mitchell having words with Will Currie there, telling him to keep those fingers in when he extends his hand. Of course, that was adopted into the unified rules a few years ago. You shouldn't be extending the hands at all with outstretched fingers, and a fast and furious start from Will Currie here.
Yeah, just continuing. This strategy really is working for him. You know, throwing those high kicks to force the defense high, and then changing level very quickly and hitting that takedown. Again, we saw early on in that first half of the second round, passes to side control, not having success, a little bit too much movement from the Italian. It looks like Will's going to change that strategy like we saw in the last half of that last round, where he's just going to sit into in half guard and strike from there. Maybe if he, because realistically, look at the half guard of Dario here. He's almost inviting Will to pull that leg out and go to side control. I think that the Italian believes that from side control, it's from there where he can try and turn and actually escape. So Will's almost having to work to keep his leg inside of half guard.
Make space.
Okay, you've got to show me some more from here. Let's go, please.
Referee Rich Mitchell calling for action.
Yeah, I see no reason why Currie should be looking to pass straight into mount. You know, side control is a position where the opponent can turn and turtle and use that to escape. But if you can pass from such a loose half guard straight into the mount position, well, then you're in a very, very strong position to ground and pound.
Currie briefly feeling the choke there, but Bellandi wrestling back.
Beautiful movement back and forth, going into that front position, almost thinking about a guillotine, back onto the back here. Expect Will to possibly look and actually try and get the hooks in, and you know, because the back position is not a position that he's found with the hooks in so far in this fight. He might be looking to go there and see if he can finish with a RNC.
Bellandi forced to carry the weight of Will Currie on his back now. Both these guys, you'd imagine, would be usually competing at middleweight, so catchweight contest here tonight.
For a split second there, Will looked like he was thinking about doing a rolling back take and thought better of it. Not really the time or place, to be honest. I like the idea that he thought, for a split second, thought about it.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, but gains a takedown there at least.
Yeah, into a guillotine position, not particularly tight, not a great position to attempt to do the guillotine from, but we already know that the Italian has a very strong guillotine that he's shown in his amateur career, I believe you said. But Will looking very comfortable. Back into this half guard position. Really, you know, Will has looked so dominant. I would like to see him sort of try and push the action a little bit more. Now we're into mount. First time that he's going to mount. You know, I'd like to see him, you know, drop a few heavier shots from here, try and open up that back, see if he can get to the back position, see if he can submit from there.
Of course, you know, that's the disadvantage to having a go-to submission hold on your record. Any coach worth his salt is going to be pulling those tapes up, looking at how those submissions have come about, and of course, building that into the game plan. Bellandi trying to get out from under Will Currie here unsuccessfully.
He's doing a very good job of turning. This has sort of been Dario's defense the entire fight. Whenever he sees the opportunity, he turns, and Will hasn't really been able to stop him from doing so, and he's turned either to turtle and use that to escape or back into this half guard position. But Will's just having so much success just dropping some elbows and punches from this half guard. But really, there's no need for him to do anything else. But I think after the dominance that he's shown, it would be nice to see him really attempt to go for a submission in this final minute. We're hearing instruction from the corner for him to pass.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see something big here in the final minute. He's got rounds and minutes of this round in the bag. Of course, it's easy to say that from here in the commentary position. Certainly is not having to deal with Dario Bellandi fighting it every step of the way.
Punch elbow, left arm, punch elbow.
Jimmy Manuel calling for punch elbow with the left hand.
40 seconds, 40 seconds.
Oh, there's some big elbows from Will Currie. No, he's certainly taking every opportunity that Bellandi's giving to him. It's just that he's not really been afforded many opportunities by the Italian.
Looks like a nasty up kick there, but into side control. And like I said before, just Dario's doing a great job of turning and turtling up from side control, which I think kept Will keeping instead to that half guard position. Very strong performance.
Yeah, great show of respect between these two young men, and I'm sure we'll see more from both of them. It's going to be a successful Cage Warriors debut for Will Currie. He's going to move to 5-0. Not able to keep up that streak of submissions, but you really have to credit that to the defensive capability of Dario Bellandi.
Here we saw that takedown. He was setting it up very similar the entire time. The level change and the timing was just impeccable the entire fight. And this was kind of the tail of the entire fight. Elbows and punches from half guard. When Will did manage to get to side control or the mount position or almost on the back, Dario was just doing a very good job. Very tough off his back, turning and managing to regain. So Will was happy to sit there and strike for the majority of the fight.
A successful debut for the 22-year-old Will Currie. He's still chasing takedowns in the cage. As long as he's not going after submissions as well, everyone's safe. It's a big step up in competition for the man from Lions Pride here tonight, and he's come through with flying colours. 5-minute rounds of solid cage time, rather. Invaluable level of experience on the big show.
And I know he's milking it, but he touched him there. He was tired, I know, he milked it, but he touched him there. And if he touched him there...
Just a few words of encouragement here from Rich Mitchell as well, as we throw it to our MC, Mr. Howell Chaplin, for the judges' scorecards.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. Your judges scored this contest 30-26, 30-26, and 30-27. In favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision. In the red corner, Will Currie.
Decision victory there for Will Currie as expected.